Look at this dude. Wait till you see the...
Good.
No.
Just because something can be done,
They test it, exactly.
does not mean it should be done. So I just want y'all to know that yes, I know this is a bad idea,
While attempting to cut the cable,
and I'm doing this for scientific research, playing around, whatever you want to consider it. I'm not doing this for like high hopes and seriousness, but just because something can be done does not mean it should be done. Here's the inlet. Now you might be saying, why do you see a rubber hose with 2 hose clamps?
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And a pigtail harness that's been created. Yes, I know they're both red, so they don't really identify polarity.
There's been a lot of talk about identity lately.
But you guessed it, I'm going to hook this up to my current lift pump on the discharge. Going to send it through that one.
I'm still gonna send it.
And I'm going to see if that does increase the gallons per hour and help sustain pressure under load. It will raise hell until the RPMs get turning up high, and then it kind of seems like it runs out of fuel.
It ain't got no gas in it.
But it just seems like it's running out of top end. I can feel it in the butt dyno, so it's pure assumption. It ain't no hidden factor that the stock e-fuel on Super Duty is definitely a huge limitation. I got the discharge disconnected, and I pull that off now. Oh, thought I had it. There we go. I'll set it up there, let it drain in the Walmart catch pan. Line splitter. What are those?
What are those?
What the fuck are those?
Line splitter back on. Oh my god, I'm retarded.
You scratch my CD!
Come on. Being a one-handed mechanic, I'm gonna piggyback it to the secondary pump. I really should hook up a fuel pressure gauge to do a before and after under load and all that. But for now, guys, I'm just gonna do the butt dyno. I'm not feeling that well. I will literally revert the truck back to stock and then do it before and after if you guys are dying to see the fuel pressure difference. Really see if there's a positive or a negative denotation there on the front. This side's positive. You can see it shoots a big old stream. Where? Let's get a positive right there. So many things are wrong with this picture, so do not do this on your own vehicle. One, you are overloading the circuit.
It's just cooking up.
With too much current for what it's designed for. Secondly, these aren't injection style clamps, and this is just a rubber hose. There is technically high pressure between these two from the outlet of the first pump. This is not a proper interface for the two. Thirdly, this pump, I'm not entirely sure how the characteristics of its design is going to handle pressure on the low side, because it wasn't typically designed for that. This is supposed to be a vacuum suction pulling from the tank. It's not supposed to see pressure here. I do know that both of these lift pumps have one-way check valves in them. That should not be a problem in this scenario. I do not have a active fuel pressure reading of this truck under load or static at idle, but I have an idea. We're going to time it and see how long it fills up a gallon. Single and ran in series. I made sure I disconnected the truck from the circuit. because I'm just doing some isolated tests. I don't want to have any backfeeding resistances, or I don't want to short anything to ground on the truck side, so we have an isolated test. You're hearing some additional humming because we're using a power supply off the grid. There's probably a this is dirty DC we're pumping in here. This is off of an AC to DC rectified charger, so there's going to be a dirty sinusoidal wave in there. We do a halfway line in a 2-gallon jug. So when the liquid hits that line, that is 1 gallon. Single pump test. 3, 2, 1. Kind of bumped it a little bit beforehand by accident, but that's fine. Don't know how good you guys can see. About 2/3. About halfway. Coming up on 3/4. About 85%. And time. Alright, this is going to be take 2. Let's see how long it takes for the compound lift pumps to fill a gallon. In 3, 2, 1. About 1/3. About half a gallon. About 3/4. We are on level ground. Partially level. And time. Alright, I'm gonna have to review the video, see how much that took. Right now we are driving down the road with the dual lift pumps plumbed together in series. They're wired parallel, don't get confused. They're in line, wired parallel. I don't know if there's a big difference. It definitely ain't fucking slower, I know that much. I need to do like a good run. Let me put an OD so y'all can hear.
More power, baby. More power, baby. More power, baby. More power.
It definitely has some
He tried it.
I can confirm that it is not slower. The butt dyno always lies. Not to mention it's cooled off this evening. It's kind of cool right now, so that's definitely changing my charge air temperatures. So that could be affecting the butt dyno drastically right now. Here, I'm gonna pull in my driveway, and I'm just gonna hit it in first gear. All right, 3, 2, 1. It just lights them up. I can't do that. It's just gonna spin. That's nowhere near to. That's like a quarter throttle. Any more than that, and she's just gonna. She lights them up in first gear like nothing. All right, so I'm probably gonna leave the compounded lift pumps on there for a little while so I can have a appropriate conclusion. Please don't give me a bunch of hell. I know it was stupid. I know it's dumb. I want to hear positive reinforcement. I want to hear what y'all's opinions are about whether they should have been ran in series or they should have been ran parallel, side by side. So far, it is there and they are working. All right, I see results already. Confirm right now that there's probably more pressure. Let me grab my light. I have a fuel leak. Yep. That right there, that's enough for me to conclude that it raises the pressure and maybe even the gallons per hour, because I did not have a fuel leak before I started this. So
2 hours later.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
I don't know where it's coming from. But see, about caught the truck on fire.
God damn!
Spraying hot diesel everywhere. Wow, it is everywhere. All right. Told you guys it was a dumb idea. Oh man. Just because something can be done
does not mean it should be done.
So it's good now. I took it off and put it back on there to make sure the O-ring was good. Maybe the heat got to it and it can't handle the pressure and heat. Need to clarify one more thing before you guys go crazy in the comments. I have a charged fire extinguisher with me. Don't try this shit at home. Alright, we're out of there. I don't know why that started leaking. I thought the Super Duty fuel bowls could handle some pressure. I was just driving and I started smelling diesel. And I looked behind me and I noticed there was a cloud, which I've been paying attention anyhow since I just did that mod. Whatever you want to call it, the stupid shit. I mean, that's take 2. That confirms that there is additional pressure present, because that filter has been untouched for like over a month now since I put that filter in there, and it's been holding pressure great, no problem. And you seen how big of a leak it had. That was just wild. But so far so good. I don't see a big old white cloud behind me and smell diesel.
You're a sick motherfucker, Mac. Thanks, Chief.